Hello there and welcome back to another one of my book hauls. It's been a little while, hasn't it? I've had a bit of a 2-week break. It'll probably be 3 weeks before you get this one. But anyway, nice to be back, and we've got a nice little haul here today. And it's dick heavy, as you can probably imagine. Okay, so as ever we have the church bells playing in the background. It's a Wednesday here in Exeter. We have the demonic candle. I've trimmed it a bit, so hopefully the flame will be nice and strong. And we've also got a bottle of grog, as usual. So today we've got Proper Black, which is a black IPA from St Austell Brewery. 6%, lovely, and bottled conditioned. Bottle conditioned, if you know what I mean. Up you come. Let's get a little... Can you smell that? Oh, it's bloody lovely. Oh, it's hopping like a mother. Oh, I tell you what, that's bloody delicious. Definite chocolate notes going on in this one. Treacly. Anyway, we're not here to just drink, are we? We're here to look at some books. Okay, so let's crack the first one out. So there's a few different sources from these. A lot of them were from eBay, but there's a couple of other sources as we go, but I'll talk about them as we get to them. So the first one is this little number here, The Man in the High Castle by Philip K. Dick, obviously. Let's just talk about the cover first of all. I've never encountered this particular one before. I've seen it on eBay just perusing books, and it's quite a lovely image, isn't it? Look at that great big bastard of a tower from the book, I imagine. Though I never imagined it like that when I read it. So I read this almost 20 years ago, so I don't remember a great deal about the story, other than the fact that it was an alternate history in which the Germans and the Japanese won the Second World War. Africa, I think, the continent of Africa had been completely obliterated with nuclear weapons, and America was divided up between East and West, between the Japanese and the Germans, respectively. Absolutely loved it. So that was the reality those people were living in, and there were glimpses of an alternate reality that referenced our own, where it didn't turn out that way. Absolutely loved the book at the time. Okay, so anyways, look at the cover. There's a bit of creasing here. The spine has a fair amount of creasing on it, but otherwise quite a splendid condition, I would say. Well, it's creased to hell, actually, but it doesn't really matter. Let's take a dip inside. Okay, look at that. We've got a little bit of pencil daubing here. I think that's supposed to say fiction. I mean, it looks like fur. Fur, $1.99. Okay, lovely. No other messages. To my wife Anne, without whose silence this book would never have been written. That sounds a bit passive aggressive there. I don't know what to make of that. Yeah, otherwise quite lovely. Just a few adverts at the back here. Fruiting Bodies and Other Fungi by Brian Lumley. Okay, anyway, you know what's coming next. Have a gander at that cover in a bit more detail, then I'm going to get my nose in this fella. Come on, somehow. Easy one to begin with today. It's wood. Yeah, it's a nice bit of wood. But yeah, so I would just say a little bit more about Philip K. Dick in general. I mean, I cut some of my early science fiction reading teeth on Philip K. Dick. So in my mid-20s, I suppose, when I was studying fine art. So at the time, it really appealed to my interest in surrealism and more esoteric ideas. These were like nothing I'd ever read before, especially in science fiction, compared to something like Arthur C. Clarke, those hard science fiction where everything kind of made sense. This just went all over the place. It didn't matter which book I read, I absolutely loved it. But it's only now that I'm starting to collect them. Very recently, in fact. Anyway, let's get the next one, eh? Look at this devil. So this one here, The Golden Man. Now, I've never read this before. Never seen the like of this cover before. Except, hello, here we are. I've already prepared it here. I've already got this one. I've had this one for quite some time. I think my brother got me this for my birthday one year. It's from Mitch. So that was 5 years ago. But yeah, the same series here. Same kind of design around the border there. Yeah, so that's quite a nice happy accident. Yeah, so, right, we've got this Golden Man. A kind of bionic fellow by all accounts. But yeah, quite nice style. This one's creased as well, got some creasing here. Spine's quite nice actually. It's been creased, but it's not visible. Got a bloody great big barcode on the back. I'll whip that devil off. Right, I'm going to read the blurb on this because I don't know what this one's about. Here we go, bear with me. Here's a chance to read not just one, but 15 stories created... Right, okay, short stories by the most popular science... Okay, short stories. So we won't go any further than that. I've got a couple of his short stories actually in my collection, buried in the depths of my bookcase there. Absolutely love his short story work as well. But anyway, look at this. The hell is that? Yeah, we've got a very dirty cover here. I don't know what the hell that is. We will be sniffing it later to see what it's all about, but there we are. Yeah, so it's aged like old parchment, this book. I quite like it. Got to be careful that I don't burn it on the candle here. I've changed the camera angle slightly just to minimise the reflections. It's the only thing I can do to stop that happening. But there we are. Okay, look at that. Look at those. There's all the short stories there. Anyone read any of these before? Don't think I have. No. They don't seem familiar to me, but that doesn't mean anything. I tend to forget short stories quite quickly, unfortunately, but I absolutely love them. Okay, otherwise, very good condition, apart from all this mottling. God knows what that is, but I'm going to get my nose around it now. So you can have a closer look at the cover, which I think is quite nice. And let's see what we can see. Oh, hey, this is a new one. This is new. Bloody hell. I'm losing it there, but I'm going to sniff right on that stain. Okay, right, we've got two different competing fragrances today. So this daubing on the top here, that smells very faintly of seaweed or something similarly fishy. The interior of the book is definitely an incense of some kind, perhaps sandalwood or perhaps even opium, my favourite of the incense sticks that one can purchase. It might actually be from there as well, but it's slightly fishy. Anyway, there we are. Golden Man. Has anyone read any of those short stories before? If you have, were they any good? Pretty sure they will be. Let's have a little glug of ale. It's hotter than hell in here. I've had to batten down the hatches. Got a neighbour down in the courtyard hacking his guts up quite regularly. So I didn't think you'd want to hear that. So we've got a bit of a hot box scenario in here. Just before filming, I was wearing my wife beater, but that's not a sight for any of you. Anyway, let's crack on. Look at this absolute peach. Okay, Clans of the Alphane Moon. Never heard of this one before. But I was struck by the cover when I saw this on eBay and I snapped the devil up. Got a very strange scenario here. We have various spaceships flying out of a great big entranceway. There's a battle going on. It's blasting the shit out of this one. We've got a definite alien chap here, brandishing a rather sinister looking pistol, and this This poor creature with a very interesting haircut, one has to say. Quite modern, I would say. I like it. I don't know whether the colours of this cover are true. It seems a little bleached to me, but perhaps it's supposed to be like that. Well, the spine looks like it's bleached to within an inch of its life. I think it should have been a more of a blue colour, so I think it probably has bleached quite... Look at this. It's probably supposed to be white, I suppose. Anyway, right, I'm going to read the blurb on this one because there is one to be read. Okay, Philip K. Dick tour de force of the far future. Cliff Rittersdorf, a 21st century CIA robot programmer, decides to kill his wife by remote control. Brilliant! This sounds amazing. Not that he wants to kill his wife. He enlists the aid of a telepathic Ganymedian slime mold called Lord Running Clam, an attractive female policewoman and various others, witting or unwitting. But when Chuck finds himself in the midst of an interplanetary spy ring on an Alphane moon inhabited entirely by certified maniacs, his personal revenge plans begin to go awry. This sounds incredible. Absolutely amazing. I'm going to stick this on the next voting thing, and I hope you choose it because I want to read that. Okay, let's look inside. Okay, we've got some glue bleeding here, but it's really secured in there. I didn't look at the copyright, the age of the other two. How dare me. Let's have a look at this one. 1975, yeah. The pages are quite uniformly aged, I would say. A nice kind of light brown tinge to them. I would hasten to... Well, it has been read, but it seems very clean inside. Tell you what, I'm going to have a sniff now. Have a look at that cover. Tell me what you think. I absolutely love it. Right, come on. Oh, yeah. We're in biscuit territory with this one. That's a digestive biscuit. Slightly sweet, slightly malty, I would say. Wheaty. But it's on a wooden plate. Wood. Lovely. Wouldn't mind reading that. Let's have a quick gander at these other two a minute, just to see what the age is. I would say this is 80s, this one. I think the other one I've got, yeah, 81, 83. 83 for that one, the Golden Man. Man in the High Castle. I keep wanting to say High Tower, but it's Castle. This one, if you can get your magnifying glasses out, is, well, I'll be done. 65? Surely not. 65. That can't be right. That looks far more modern than that. Can't be. $4.99? I don't think so. Well, considering it says Philip K. Dick died in 1982, this is either travelled through time or some other shit's going down. But anyway, there we are. Indeterminate age for that one, unfortunately. Okay. Hello, look at this one. Look at this one. Our friends from Frolix 8. I may have read this one, but I can't remember. Okay, we've got something very dubious here on this cover. I thought this was an extension of his arm then, but no, this chap with a very big bulbous head, he's kind of bracing, he's got a very bad headache or something. Yeah, something's going on. But in the background we've got various spacecraft cavorting about the place. This one has definitely been inspired by a penis, as quite so often they are on these covers. If that's not the tip of a penis, I don't know what is. But there we are. That's what you get with rockets, I suppose. They're all phallic shapes. Right, condition-wise, we've got a little bit of creasing there, but nothing to cry about. The spine, however, has spent quite a fair bit of time in direct sunlight. It's bleached to within an inch of its life, unfortunately. The spine's coming away slightly here, but Who cares? A lovely golden hue on the back cover, which I really like. No, United Kingdom, 195. I think 80s for this one. Yeah, early 80s maybe. Okay, let's read this one as well. Let's see what we've got. Okay, what had answered mankind's call for help? Fors Provoni had gone to the stars to seek help for his fellow men. So far, there was no evidence that any other intelligent race existed out there at all, let alone one willing to aid ordinary Homo sapiens on an Earth where he had become a second-class citizen. For in the 22nd century, dominance in human affairs had passed to a cabal of genetic freaks, telepaths, precogs, new men with IQs which went off the scale, and ordinary men didn't have a chance. Suddenly, a message came from Provoni. He was coming back, miraculously, with friends from Frolix 8 to champion the old men. But who or what were these friends? And what was the price? The most... That's another beauty in the making, I would say. They just don't write them like that anymore. I mean, that's just incredible. Okay, right, we got a bit of spinal damage here. I don't know if you can see it. It's coming away slightly. We have something that could be fecal matter there. We have pages slightly turned here. And they're parting company here. We can see some of the old glue coming away. But we don't mind. We don't mind. Let's see when this is from. 1984. Okay. Early-ish 80s. This one isn't in brilliant condition upon closer inspection, unfortunately. And look at that. It's coming right away here. That's no good. I'm going to have to try and glue that back in. Inexpertly, it must be admitted. Nothing else going on inside. We'll find a hidden banknote one of these days, don't you worry. Okay, whilst you cast your eyes over that damn penis ship, I'm going to get my nose in here. Come on! Oh. This is a subtle one, subtle. Splinter, very thin shaving of wood. Okay. Oh, tell you what, I've missed doing this. Just haven't had any books around to show you. But this is my happy place. Just talking about bloody book covers, actually. Oh, there's a lovely one coming up. There's a lovely one coming up. Let's get into it. Look at this bloody thing. A Maze of Death. Okay. I've definitely read this one and I remember it quite well. I think this is the one anyway. Wonderful illustration here. We have a crucifix with various strange... Well, we've got a strange eye there. It's being used as a bow, a great big crossbow, I would say. A couple of little registers there, needle, meters, I suppose. And a chap there that looks like a priest. He's been chained up and he's about to be flung up into space. Got various other things going on. We've got desert, and right next to snow we've got a fruiting tree. This definitely sums up what we encounter in the book itself, if I remember rightly. I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute, if I can remember. Grafton, I've never come across that one before. Okay, cover illustration by Tim Gill. I'm not aware of his work, but he's definitely doing something there. Lovely. Okay, here we go. Delmac 0 was one big death trap. 14 people arrive in the strange planet of Delmac 0, each looking forward to a new life and a new world. But what is the huge forbidding building near their settlement that plays on each individual's fears and superstitions? And what are the tiny artificial insects which observe the colonists with minute TV cameras? Without warning, the murders begin. Yes, this is the one. Okay, we have a little bit of pencil daubing here. £2.20. Quite a lovely little pound sign there, or an attempt at one. Nice condition. I'm thinking 80s again. 86. Lovely. Okay. Okay, it's definitely, the spine opens to this page, so someone's done that annoying thing where they go, bend it right backwards. Absolutely hate that. So it's kind of broken the back slightly. But otherwise, not bad condition. Yeah, so as far as I remember, it's hard not to give a spoiler away here, but what they think they're experiencing on this planet isn't real, shall we say. That's as much as I can say, really. It's kind of VR. I think that's the idea. They're in a kind of, and there's a very good reason why they are in this VR world when they know what's beyond it. But brilliant idea. Really enjoyed that. It's always stuck in my mind, that one. Anyway, okay, let's get our noses in here. Yeah, well, it's just wood. Just wood. Unremarkable. Okay, right. So, let's have a bit more beer. Okay, so for the next two books, I've got two coming here. They're from a different source altogether. So I'll just show you the little card that came with the shipment. So all you need is books in association with Zardok's books. So I heard about this through the Outlaw Bookseller. So that's a YouTuber worth looking up on the old YouTube. My early interest in science fiction was definitely sparked by this chap. He wrote a book, what is it, something like 100 science fiction books to read before you die or something like that. Back in 2004 that was. And this chap has his own YouTube channel. Very, very knowledgeable chap. I would very highly recommend going over there and watching him instead of me, actually, because he really does know what he's talking about. I just go on what I feel or what I think. But yeah, he knows his onions. But anyway, these books are from a place in Westbury, up in Wiltshire. By all accounts, a great big warehouse of books, all different manner of genres, but they've got some lovely science fiction ones. So we've got two here, one Philip K. Dick and one something else, and they come in these really lovely protective cellophane wrappers. But I'm going to extricate them from their wrappers because I don't like keeping books like that imprisoned. Let's get him out of here. Can't get the devil open. It was in good condition until I ripped the bastard. Here we go. Here we are. Out you come. Okay. Lovely. Okay, now wait for last year. Now, a part of me wants to say Foss, but I don't think that's Foss, but it's one of those artists trying to rip him off, I would say. But I could be wrong. Okay, now wait for last year. I've heard of this, but I've never read it. Quite a lovely cover, but it ain't Foss. I don't think it is anyway. It's Chris Foss. This shows what I fucking know. Oh, God. Otherwise, yeah, pretty nice condition. A little bit of foxing, a little bit of creasing. The spine itself has a concave figuration, so this has been bent in half quite readily. 50 pence in the UK, late 70s perhaps. Okay, I'll read this one if you don't mind. Okay, only one man could save the world, and he was dead. Again. Once Gino Molinari, elected leader of Earth and supreme commander of its armed forces in the war against the Regs, had been assassinated by a political rival, I've read that wrong. The second time he had a heart attack while negotiating a surrender to the enemy, but now he was back, younger and more vigorous than before, giving Earth new hope in its battle for survival. Had he really died? Was an artificial Molinari a rodent masquerading as the overlord of Earth? And what about the men from Lily Star, supposedly Earth's allies? Come to that, what about the Regs, supposedly Earth's enemies? One way and another, the solar system was in bad trouble, and Molinari was the only one who could get it out of the mess it was in. If he could stay alive long enough, or at least not stay dead too long. Absolutely butchered the reading of that, as per fucking usual, but there we are. Never fully learned to read, obviously. 1975, here we've got there. Okay, so I think I said late 70s. Lovely, okay. Yeah, never read this one before. This one doesn't quite take my fancy like the other two did from the blurbs. But if any of you read it, is it worth reading? I imagine it is. But anyway, let's take a look at this cover, which I didn't think was Foss because I thought it looked too much like Foss, but it was Foss. If it is Foss, which it is Foss, I would say it was a slightly inferior version of his normal work. There we are, that's my own two pennies piece worth. Take a gander and I'll sniff. Oh. Oh, it's a high note, high note. Actually, it's good because that cellophane's kept the smell in. It's very pungent. Okay, so we got wood. That goes without saying. We've also got tobacco. Slightly burnt leaf. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, let's have another drink. Oh, it's getting hot on here. It's getting really hot. Okay, let's get on to the next one. Another cellophane wrapped number. I'm going to have to use the old scissors here. Okay, I think this is a collection of stories. I think this is in very nice condition. Okay, Beyond Tomorrow. Look at that. Very nice stylized design there. Very pleasingly symmetrical on this plane. Not so here. We've got one, I don't know, it's a man or woman. Slightly androgynous. I think it's a woman, but who knows. One peeking up, one peeking down, but behind these ball-shaped thingamajogs. An anthology of modern science fiction edited by Lee Harding, foreword by Isaac Asimov. Okay, it's a New English Library edition. I've got a few of those now. It's fine, it's not bad. Slightly bleached, but not too bad at all. In fact, I think it has been read, but not too much. Okay, there we are. A tour de force sampler of today's top international sci-fi talent, bringing together the minds of Brian Aldiss, Paul Anderson, J.G. Ballard, James Blish, Philip K. Dick, Ursula Le Guin, Robert Silverberg and others. Wonderful selection of names there. Crikey, this has some calibre. Okay, yes, we have got a little bit more Dick here. Sneaked one tiny little bit more Dick in to the episode. Right, what have we got here? 1976. For 70s, it's in very good condition. I thought it might have been remaindered stock, but I think that's just a dubious stain there. We've got a little bit more staining inside here. I'll sniff that. I'll hold my finger there and we'll sniff that in a bit. Otherwise, splendid condition. But no dedications or pencil daubings and no banknotes. Okay, check out that cover. God, this ale. And I'll get into the stained area. Here we are. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. I tell you what. That smells like fiberglass insulation from an attic and pipe tobacco that I smelt as a child being puffed by an old man on a bell ringers outing back in the mid-80s. There you go, there's a specific one for you. Always stuck in my mind. Well, it obviously has because I just recalled it then, spontaneously. Okay, we've got 2 bonus numbers now. There's no Dick here, unfortunately. So I went to, me and Vanessa, we went to Topsham, a town near Exmouth, a couple of weeks ago, and did a little bimble around the charity shops and saw these 2 beauties sitting on the shelf for £1 a piece. So I thought, what the hell, let's get them. So we've got completely different genre here. Some of you may be fainting because I've got a bit of horror here instead of the science fiction. It's James Herbert, The Ghosts of Sleath. Anyone a fan of James Herbert? I've dabbled. We'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, we've got this old price label. That can fuck off. I hate those things. The spine is absolutely immaculate. Wait a minute. I can see some creasing there. I don't think it's been read though. It might have. Okay, it's a gift aid item. It's £1. That's what I paid. Okay, I'm going to read it just for the hell of it. Can a ghost haunt a ghost? Can the dead reach out and touch the living? Can ancient evil be made manifest? These are the questions that confront psychic investigator David Ash when he delves into the mysterious events terrorising the community of Sleath, a small quaint village hidden away in the Chiltern Hills. In Sleath he will fear for his own sanity as each dark secret is unveiled and terrible malign forces are unleashed, for the full horror will be beyond imagination. Sleath, where the dead will walk the street. Okay, so I've read here and there. I mean, there's a book called Once. I quite like that one, about a young chap that was returning to where he grew up, a kind of cottage on the edge of a great big estate, and he had memories of like fairies and nymphs and things like that as a child, and goes back as a young man when his mother dies and discovers all manner of shenanigans, fairly erotic actually, which appealed to me at the time. There's other ones like The Dark. I read that one back along. Absolute crap. So it's hit or miss. Magic Cottage, quite like that as well. Anyway, there we are. Let's get inside. Hello. Look at this. Look at that lovely little map there. Ooh. Oh, I like that. That's beautiful. More books should have that. Another little illustration there. Oh, we've gone to town on this. Okay, otherwise, nothing abnormal going on. Where the hell are the banknotes? Where are they? Okay, right. I haven't sniffed this one yet, so there's not much for you to see on the cover. It's a bit crap. I hate it when the cover is just like, it's the whole of just the title and the author. There we are. Wait a minute, when's this from? 94. It doesn't tend to be from the 90s books. Very little going on. Wood, but barely. Okay, let's have a little palette cleanser. Okay, and we're on to the last book. This is the other Herbert. It's Sepulchre. I think I've read this one back in the day. So we've got quite a nice little illustration there. But as with a lot of James Herbert books, look at that. Almost half of the book is taken up with his name. But saying that, it is quite a nice, look at that. Embossed, slightly metallic. It is nice, but look at that. Illustration just there. In fact, look at it. That's what, a sixth of the book cover? What's that? That looks like New English Library. Yep, New English Library. Oh, and we've got a picture of the chap there. Unfortunately, he did pass away, didn't he? Quite a while ago now, I think. But yeah, he definitely had a lot of popularity at the time. Probably still does today. Rats is another good one, but I've never read it. I've just heard it. It's very good. Is it called The Rats? Yeah, The Rats. So I've also read The Shrine. That was a bit crap. Magic Cottage I liked. Fog, I don't know about that. The Dark, absolute crap. Well, there we are. Let's see when this one was published. 88. Okay, so we should get a little something out of this one. 88? Nothing hidden. Very pleasing black back cover there. It's almost obligatory with horror books, isn't it? Oh, there we are. I've got a hidden double sleeve here. Okay. Anyway, I guess that's the blurb there, is it? I'll read it if it is. No, it isn't really. It's just a teaser. But I'm pretty sure I've read it. I just don't remember what it was about, so that's completely pointless. Anyway, have a gander at that snake-like demon thing, and I'll give this a sniff. Oh, there's definitely something here. Oh, this is very specific, but this smells like a very nicely fried underside of a pancake. Slightly pancake smell. Yeah, it is oil, a fatty smell. And of course wood. There we are. Okay, so that'll do it for today. Thank you. I've been slightly more rambly than usual. I think it's the heat and also that I haven't been talking to you for a while, so I thought I'd make the most of it. Yeah, so there we are. I'll probably be releasing this in a week's time, or I may just do it tomorrow or the day after, just because what the hell. So anyway, I'm going to carry on drinking and sniffing, and you have yourself a nice evening or morning or whenever the hell you're watching this. Cheers. Let me know if you've read any of these books and which one you'd recommend. I'll probably stick a couple up on a poll next, and you can help me choose. But anyway, cheers and cheerio. Whoa.